Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
So this story, inspired by true events. Tell me how it all comes about.
Yeah, so the story is inspired by an incident. My high school buddy is a Navy SEAL. His name's Todd Charbot, and we reconnected at my high school reunion. So I said, "Hey, man, I'm a film producer. I'm also a massive supporter of the military. I'd love to pick your brain about stories, and if nothing else, it's story time. I love hearing about the sacrifice these guys and these men and women are making for us." So we went and had coffee, and he started telling me all about some of the missions, and he mentioned this one story about when the one time he was pretty sure this was it. This is the moment I'm gonna die.
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
And I was like, well, that's a movie. It's a perfect setup for an underdog story, perfect setup for a reluctant hero.
Rockman.
Gear up. Great.
What makes you sign on to this project? What about it?
Really, I came at it as a producer. I produced a lot of movies for a long time, and I was really a producer on the movie for the first 10 years. We were going to make this movie about 10 years ago. We had a lot of directors on this along the way, and when we lost our last director, I said, you know what, guys, I think I should do this. I wrote it with a guy named Eric Tipton. I think I can do this.
Let's focus on the mission.
Can we even call this a mission? We're gonna be on the ground for like 20 minutes.
Do you take anything seriously?
No.
And as a producer who's very much a creative producer who sits side by side with the director as he or she is doing their job, I've been down that road so many times, just never sitting in that chair. So it was really that. It was my confidence that I could pull it off, the support that I had from my partners, and a deep knowledge of the story and the characters.
We have multiple dead, multiple wounded. We need a medevac right now!
They can't get us. We're in North Korea. So you're gonna have to get these people out of here.
Sir, respectfully, I'm trained to analyze data, not this.
Right now, you're the leader.
The theme of can I rise up? If it were me, what would I do? The idea of your main character going from somebody who's deeply selfish and only concerned about themselves to the guy that by the end of the movie is willing to sacrifice himself for his team. That's something that we're passionate about as a company and as creatives and individuals. We'll do the long hours and months, quite frankly, away from our families to be able to tell that story so that hopefully other people can be inspired by it. So from the very first time that Steve told us about this project, we as a company were like, man, let's find a way to bring that to life.
So you gotta be that for them and for yourself. Don't let it end here.
Take me back, both of you, to filming. What was that day-to-day like?
It was packed. There was a lot to do. I mean, an incredible experience, because working with this cast, Chase Stokes, Lana Condor, the entire team that makes up our 5 characters, they were an absolute pleasure and supportive and collaborative. It was awesome.
Following a guy who has no idea what he's doing?
The focus on authenticity that Steve and the entire creative team had was really inspired, really important, if I can say that word. But honestly, inspiring such that Todd, the guy who this entire story is based on his experience, Steve had the foresight and the wisdom, quite frankly, to bring Todd on as the military consultant for this movie. So he's sitting right there with Steve the whole time. He's right there for the cast members, making sure that, down to the patches on the uniform and up to the way that they're moving through the scene and the way that Steve was blocking an entire set piece. that everything feels as if it would.
You stick your chest out. You keep your head up, and you handle it.
Is that supposed to be a pep talk?
It's a very specific culture that we wanted to convey on film, and without Todd there, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So it was a fun experience to have him there.
As we sit here now, what's your hope for people in terms of what they take away or what they get from this project, both of you?
Every time I watch it or interact with this story, I'm challenged, I'll say, by the question that is put to our main character, you know, as he has to take on this responsibility. And that is, could I do it? Do I have what it takes? Do I have the courage? Do I have the self-sacrifice necessary to be able to step into that position of leadership and put others first? I'm inspired by that every time I interact with this story. And so for me, that's what I hope the audience member takes away. I hope they're asking themselves that in a way that's positive and inspiring, and challenges them to be a little bit better than before they saw the film.
You all seem pretty smart. Why choose this?
Where I come from, there just isn't a lot of options.
Our country has given me so much, and I wanted to give back.
People love the same. No matter where you were born, where you are currently, family is most important. And I wanted to convey that through the lens of U.S. soldiers looking at what should be their enemies, right? And what we've been taught as their enemies. They love the same.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.